Hi Binu, how are you?
Hi, Abraham. I'm good. How
Thanks
about you?
for I'm good. I'm good. Pretty much good. Been staying at home because of this pandemic, but anyway, it's part of the life now. So thank you for coming to our brief conversation about the ESG. So, Binu, can you do a quick introduction of who is Sustainalytics and how you guys become a global leader in ESG scoring?
Sure, Abraham. And thanks for inviting us to be part of this conversation. Sustainalytics is a dedicated ESG research ratings and analytics firm that supports investors around the world with the development and implementation of responsible investment strategies. And we are here for over 25 years. We have been at the forefront of developing high quality, innovative solutions to meet the evolving needs of global investors. And Sustainalytics was fully integrated as a Morningstar company as of July 2020. So we provide support across the investment value chain from pre-investment due diligence for screening companies based on certain criteria during the course of an investment with overall integration or for the post-investment stage with our strong reporting tools.
Okay, that's really good to hear then. So, and with this Sustainalytics incorporated into Morningstar, and I think ESG investing is going to become a major theme in the future. Yeah, would you be able to elaborate more on that? How ESG investing will have a major impact from investor point of view in the future?
Sure, Abraham. And we can look at the global trends in the market as well as the primary drivers for ESG. So, if you look at the growth in the number of the signatories to the Principle of Responsible Investment, the PRI, since its inception in 2006 through 2021, it represents the growth in the number of asset managers and asset owners integrating ESG into their investment strategies. The number has grown continuously over the past years, with a jump of over 40% in the last 2 years and a 17% increase seen as of March 2021 over the same period in 2020. And also, if we look at the global client demand in terms of sustainable funds, based on the Global Sustainable Fund Flow Report by Morningstar, 2021 was a landmark year. And Europe continues to dominate the sustainable space, accounting for about like 75% of the total funds, while the United States accounting for close to 10%, which is followed by Asia, excluding Japan. And if we look at the demand within Asia, excluding Japan, over the whole of 2021, net inflows into sustainable funds amounted to USD 12.3 billion, which was 28% higher than the 2020 full year inflow of USD 9.6 billion. And in terms of the funds launched, there were 118 sustainable fund launches in 2021, which was more than double to those in 2020, which stood at 55 funds. And this was propelled by a strong growth from China and South Korea. So all these trends and drivers shows that ESG investing is definitely on the radar of the investors, and it's going to grow from here.
Okay, that's interesting. So with ESG investing, the investor will not just receive the benefits of financial, they will also receive more benefits, which is a greener air, a better social education for the people as well. Yeah. Okay, that's quite good. Okay. For the last question, so how countries in Southeast Asia, especially now adjusting to ESG investing, especially Indonesia. Indonesia is a big country with a lot of opportunities. We are big in commodities, and yet not much of ESG fund being introduced, especially in the local market. How do you see this as an opportunities, especially in Indonesia market?
Sure. Before going into that, probably I'll give you a brief introduction to the Sustainalytics ESG risk ratings, which I would use to um, explain like how is it going in the Indonesian market. So our ESG risk ratings were developed as a result of years-long input and feedback from the clients, and they measure the magnitude of companies' unmanaged ESG risks. Now, underpinning the methodology are two dimensions. The first one being exposure, which looks at the company's vulnerability to ESG risk, and the second one being management, which looks at how well the company is managing this risk. Now, if we look at the distribution of the ESG risk rating outcomes globally, we cover over 4,000 companies under our full-fledged comprehensive framework for ESG risk ratings. And if you plot these ESG risk rating scores across the 5 risk categories from negligible to severe, 28% of the companies fall in the high and severe risk brackets. And when we look at the distribution of ESG risk ratings for the Indonesian companies, we cover over 100 companies in the Indonesian market. And as of September last year, more than half of these companies are in the high and severe risk categories, which highlights the importance for investors to consider ESG risks while investing in the market. So, looking at the Indonesian market from the exposure and the management perspective that I mentioned briefly before, comparing Indonesia to the global average and with the Asian peers, the average risk exposure is highest in the market, and the management score is lower than most of the other markets. And thus this exposes the investors to a high level of unmanaged ESG risks in the market. So I would like to summarize by saying that hopefully from looking at the trends and drivers, you must have got an idea that ESG is here to stay and is becoming increasingly important. Demand for ESG strategies are expected to continue, and it definitely provides an opportunity for the Indonesian investors to tap into the growth the market is expected to witness. And this is also as a result of the increased focus on some of the global challenges such as climate change, biodiversity, modern slavery, etc. So the investors have an opportunity to manage these risks as well as leverage the opportunities that these challenges offers in the market.
Okay, thank you, Binu. That's very insightful. Thank you so much.
Sure, Abraham. Thank you.